the join button. No, you. Kumis, you are. Just. Yeah, private. Then you invite me. Where am I? We're in the middle of the screen. Okay. And then, yeah, and Mel's joining us too. Yeah, wait, turn around. What? We're both cowboys. That's what we look like. Welcome to the game. Okay, looks like everything... Yeah, everything's working well. Wait, it's not even... I'm talking to myself, it's not even capturing the voices. Talk again?
Talk? Wait, do we have to talk in game?
No, I wasn't capturing the audio for Discord.
Oh. Whoa, wait, how did... Oh.
You jump and...
Sorry, I had to change out the litter box.
No worries. We just joined.
Hi, Sakura! Oh my god. I'm adding you as a friend right now. I meant to do that last time.
Oh, that's okay. I forget to all the time.
Yeah, I was just like thinking back on yesterday's stream and I was like, dude, she's actually really cool.
Oh.
I think excuse me. I just woke up from like a coma nap. Yep. And I'm like, what year is it?
Look, Sakura.
These spells are not allowed in town.
Yeah, you can't.
That's a chicken.
Yeah, look at it. You can punch it.
Wait, how do you hit?
You have to be cool.
Wait, why are you hitting me when I don't know how to hit yet?
It's fine. It's
Be nice.
Tutorial.
You should have done the tutorial. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving to do the tutorial.
Can't leave anymore. I'm gonna stun lock you.
Oh my goodness.
You press V to punch.
V?
Yeah, V
all the way
for
down
punch.
here? Oh.
Yeah. You can just hold it. Are you tapping it? Why are you punching so slow?
Oh, yes, I was.
Why are you so slow at punching?
Wait, let me get this music a little down. Audio.
And, let me invite. Wait, I can't invite. Can you join off for me?
I'm loading off. I'm loading up. I'm sorry.
Eh?
Do you have Mel on Steam?
No. Oh my god, can you stop?
Add Mel right now.
My cat is going bonkers.
Oh, kitty cat.
Yeah, I have some like I don't want to call them figurines, but I have some like old lady statues, you know, like the stuff that like people would be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use my left kidney to buy this.
Oh,
type thing. It's a little bit of an old lady hobby. It's called cherished teddies. I have a lot of them, and my cat like ran into them full force on my dresser, and I'm like, no, wait, please.
Oh my goodness.
Not my teddies.
Not the teddies.
They were really expensive. I'm not trying to get them damaged.
Yeah, that's always scary. Like, I try anything that's really expensive or even, like, you know, made out of glass or anything I can't have around my dogs because they jump too much. I'm like, no, no, it's gonna break.
I know they're not made of. I don't know what they're made of. I almost said porcelain, but I'm like, that's not true.
Porcelain.
This way.
Coming, coming.
Ceramic? I don't know. I'm literally trying to sit here and think of what they're made of.
Ceramic sounds good. Like a good guess. Oh wait, when did we have a gun? When did we get a gun?
This is where you can shoot.
Oh,
over
how
there
do we
in
shoot?
practice. How do you shoot?
Oh, I got it. I
Like
got
any
it.
other shooter.
Yeah, I was like you.
I think you can figure out how to aim too.
Yeah, I got that. I got that. Oh no, I need ammo.
You're out of ammo. Oh, right there. Grab those.
Yeah.
Ow, I just poked myself in the eye with my glasses.
No.
I'm going blind. Just kidding, I'm already blind.
Oh.
This is some part of the training range. You go back here.
Is there friendly fire here or something?
Not in the town.
Not in the town, but out of the town?
I don't know. We can test it out.
Oh no.
Aw, we don't have a gun anymore.
We're all gonna die, dude.
Yeah, it's in the
We're
town.
all gonna
It's fine. There's
die.
a difficulty slider.
Alrighty.
Look, there's gotcha here too.
Just gotcha.
Over here.
Oh, I have no souls. I can't even gamble.
Yeah, not yet. But you can once you get money.
I wanna get. Someone told me this was
Right?
sinful.
Gamba, yeah, Gamba. Look, it looks like
It's a
the
gambling
gumball
machine.
machines.
Oh, I was gonna say pinball.
Pinball. Oh my goodness, I used to really like that game a lot. Thank you
My
for the-
parents own a bowling alley, and they have like a ton of pinball machines. And one time when I went over to visit them,
Haruka, welcome in.
they
It's okay.
my
it's a
mom gave
secret
me some
stream.
quarters because who carries quarters
How you
anymore?
doing? Yeah, we're trying out this
And
new game.
was like, here, have a go
Yeah,
at
we're
it.
still
And I ended
kinda
up
waiting
like
for 'em.
making the new record or whatever. I remember it was a
How are
Star
you
Wars
liking the game?
one.
Are you playing it
And I
too?
was just like, I remember I was dripping in sweat because it was so hot. And I was just like, give me another quarter.
Give it. Oh my goodness.
Also, I put in my my Steam friend code.
Okay, let me see. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I can't invite
Copy.
for some reason, so you need to invite her.
Got this. Got this. Add a friend. This thingy.
Everybody's been
Send
playing.
invites.
Everybody's been playing the Blue Protocol.
Oh, excuse
oh,
me.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I don't think I want.
Oh yeah, freaking Ultimate
take all my
wanted me to
time.
download it so we could play together.
It'll take all my time.
Yeah, I was like, it's one of those games where I definitely would have to focus on it, and I'm not good at focusing.
Yeah, and there's already a bunch of games that I'm gonna try. And I just found some new spooky ones too.
Really?
That Soccer's gonna
Spoopy.
play. Yeah,
What?
Oh.
it's gonna join us.
Okay, sent an invitation. Or I sent a
Okay, cool.
friend.
I was just about to say, let me know. Da, da, da. Here we go. Friend. You have 2 friends in common. Okay, I'll be her friend. then.
Yay! Okay, now I can invite you.
Next, congrats
Right
on
to
getting
game.
first. Today's Alpha Mousey, how you doing?
My thumb's so
Welcome
fat it's
to
in
the
the way.
secret stream.
Secret stream.
Secret stream! Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
announce mine either, so
hosts.
People who are here got the notification.
We're doing good. I've eaten. I've drank water.
Yeah, I'm literally posting in my Discord now,
Now
like, hey, guess
trying
what?
to
We're live.
Play this game.
We're live.
Everyone's like, you should rest. And I'm like, I did rest. I slept all day today.
Yep, let's go.
That's what
Let's
I'm
go.
doing
Let's
tomorrow.
go give her the initiation.
Literally.
What?
Sorry, get over here.
go where?
Initiation. Come here.
Initiation.
the
I'm
saloon.
coming. I'm coming. The saloon.
Live with what? What's the name of the game?
Now
That's
I
true.
shall-
We are
Oh, does this
playing
game not have
Far, Far
audio?
West. No, you have to be in the game.
Oh,
Thank you for the alert, Nix. Hope you have a good day.
because I'm gonna put on some music, but I'm gonna make it quiet.
Yeah, I've been enjoying this game a lot. Initiate. To the
Oh,
Far
hey,
West you go.
initiate.
Bro.
Initiation.
Okay,
You
this
get
game
double
is
initiation.
called
Get back here.
Wild.
Far, Far
Please, Mark.
West.
Oh, Far West. Why do I always
Far
want to
West.
This
Wild
game
West?
is not called Wild West.
It
That's
sounds
their
right.
second.
That
That's their
sounds like a
second
better.
game that's coming out.
Wild
Wild
West.
Wild Rest.
Yes.
It's
This
not even a
game is in
game option on
pre-
TikTok. That's
pre-alpha.
crazy. I'll just do other games.
I mean, the game
Oh,
did
it
just
should
come
be
out.
on there.
No, not on
no,
TikTok.
Not on TikTok.
Oh, on TikTok. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
TikTok, it's not on here yet, probably because it's not officially released.
Yeah, because it's
makes
pre-alpha,
sense.
pre-alpha.
Far, Far
They
West.
still got a couple
with
years of development, and I think it's already pretty good.
Friends.
It's a pre-alpha test.
Pre.
I'll definitely buying this
There
when
we
it
go.
comes out.
Wait, is it? Can I hit this? Play
You can-
darts.
oh, there it
Wait,
is.
we can play darts.
Yeah, if you start it, you have. I've never played it, but you have to. How do I play? Oh, 5 seconds.
Okay,
Oh,
Wait, how do I do
I am
this?
now live. I am here.
hello.
Hello.
You have to. What the?
Wait,
You
what?
have to be over
Wait,
here by
what?
the blue. There's blue aura around the. city,
Hi.
And then you have to throw it.
I
from
don't
there.
know.
Oh, wait. I thought of something. I need to add your Fuji's. How the heck do you pronounce that?
Or fusion.
Fuji's?
Fuji.
What's
Fusion,
the
ha!
left?
As of today,
It
98,000,
is Lucid
and it's-
Dreams.
And I hope we get more people because I'm in love with this game. We need to get 1 million people. Oh, and I'm also glad it's 5-player now. You can play with this with 5 people.
Do we know 5 people?
I was playing it with 5 yet.
Do we know? Do we know 5 people? Let's see. There's the 3 of us. There's Ulti.
Yep.
I miss him.
It's been
How
like
dare
2
he be
days.
busy?
In movie
Yeah.
night. How dare he watch a movie?
I can still miss people.
That's true.
No, I was able to play with 5 earlier. I think they just changed it. At least today I was able to play. I saw 5 people.
How do I throw this? I feel like I'm not throwing it.
Okay.
Soccer, where are you?
Oh, you
We'll
have to
get
be on
over
top of
here.
that?
You have to be in the blue aura, I told you.
Oh, okay, but I thought, like, I don't know how to
changes.
get up
It's
there.
over here now. 0. You have
Wait,
0
it's still
points. Wait, it's a glitch? Then we glitched the game.
Watch whichever one you want to watch.
Sakura, the aura
We are
moved
trying
over
out
here.
a new game that's
Sakura.
still in development
It's still
called
here, though.
Far,
Oh,
Far
for you,
West.
Well, I hope the patching goes
Why is
well.
it confusing? What's
'Cause I
there to be
think people
confused
did
about?
I did play it earlier and then they kind of crash. But if it was with
Okay.
I'm
5,
bad at jumping.
this game would be amazing. I mean, it's already amazing.
Then create another account and then go on a different device and watch both of us at the same
Well, I
time.
mean,
That's
with
the
all
best
the
thing.
different spells and things you could do with 4 people, it's already chaotic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
I
I think
changed my
adding more
model
people
back
would-
because I turned her pink for breast cancel.
Would like
Breast cancer. What?
be hard to do,
Cancel.
right?
Cancel.
Cancel breast cancer. Thank you,
Sakura,
Derek,
have
for the
14
heartbeat.
points.
Thank you for the hydrate, Phoenix.
Do you guys want to introduce yourself to my community?
Yeah, Sakura, you can do that.
If you want.
Yeah,
I've
no
already
problem.
been
Hold on,
introduced to some.
To the community.
Yeah, interrogation.
So many
Okay,
different.
my name is Starlight Sakura. I'm a variety streamer, and what else do I say? I forget this time. I always forget. I'm a star-based individual, and I'm gonna re-debut in January. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! You officially got a date?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's gonna. Well, it's
Yep, it's
looking like
January 2nd.
it looks like it's gonna be that day so far. I have a poll on my Discord, and that's winning so far. So.
I'm so excited for you.
So, Rook, are you...
Thank you.
What build do you usually go for? Yeah, we're gonna...
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Jan from before.
From before.
Yeah, from that one stream, that one time.
From
That
that
one
stream
stream.
before. And we're going to the far west
Yeah!
with the gang.
No, we played a demonologist on Twitch together. If you recognize these two, that's where,
And Overwatch.
well, I don't want to say that's where they're from. Yeah, we did do Overwatch together, that's right.
Yeah, from
Overwatch.
before.
Well, Sakura, were you there for Overwatch? I don't remember.
No, she wasn't.
I
was
wasn't
not
there. I
there.
wasn't there.
I was gonna say, I have the memory of a goldfish, so I was like, I'm gonna feel so bad if I forgot.
It's okay.
Oh
Bitch.
no, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dang it, you won. You only won because I didn't remember. Anyways. Oh, that's your
Hey.
birthday, Phoenix. That's
What the hell
okay.
am I done waiting for like wait. I might
Okay,
try that build.
it
That
hurts
sounds
now.
pretty cool.
It hurts. It hurts. Oh, I knocked
Oh,
over a
support
bottle.
build.
Oh, that's a candle. This
Well-
place is going up in
Well,
flames.
these
We
guys
should
are
leave.
new, so I don't. I'll just use the basic spells. But I'll try that.
You remember both of them? Yes. They are streaming on Twitch. You guys should go follow them. They're amazing and beautiful, and their models are like the cutest thing ever.
Where you going?
You stop.
All right, are you
Okay,
guys ready? We have to
What is
go
the
lead
premise
train.
of this game? We're
I
cowboys?
don't know. We're cowboy robots. Robot cowboys.
Yes, we're robot cowboys.
Apocalypse, Wild Ways.
And then we get to punch people.
What are the controls?
A V is to punch.
All I know is V is punch.
Everything is on your screen. Left click, right click, and then Q and E on the bottom left. And then
spells are not allowed.
you can press tab to open like your challenges and quest.
Hello.
Oh, Circle, I'm sorry.
Cool.
We're gonna be full. We're waiting for our friend to join. He's
Spicy.
doing something.
My inner Texan shall come out. The country
Yes.
accent will rise again.
And let me know when we're ready. We have to be by the station.
Oh,
Never mind.
my chat wants to know what your handles are on Twitch.
My handles.
Yeah, so that way they can follow you.
All right, Sakura. you got
Yes. Okay. Mine is Starlight Sakura. That's it. Starlight Sakura. Yeah, all together. Twitch.tv/Starlight Sakura.
it. And you can find me with her on her title.
Oh, you can? Yes, you can. If you go to me, you'll be. I put him on my title as well.
My voice feels a lot better.
That's good.
I got some water and honey.
Mm,
That's good.
that's good. I need
Yeah.
for the throat.
My voice was hurting so bad this morning that I just wanted to cry.
Aw.
Yes, who's raising the difficulty?
Who's raising the difficulty? Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Derek.
Oh, is there something I need to do?
No, we get to choose a contract. You can refresh it.
Oh, okay, cool, because I'm not paying
I
attention.
think we should start on normal and not on the highest difficulty.
Well, then.
Oh my gosh, lockdown!
And then you get to pick from the 3 things that are here on the screen.
He's not stopping!
Oh, wanted, but I only have one thing highlighted for me.
You get
oh
to
wait,
click
oh
on
I see.
any of the contracts.
Use a nuclear missile.
We're gonna change that.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow. It's cheese to meet you. You should also try out this game. This game is free on a playtest right now.
We should do these two.
I'm gonna hurt my neck from dancing. Thank you, Lockdown, for all the gifts. I'm not saying all that out loud. That I don't want my voice to go out midstream.
You want to do this one? Are you guys fine with this one?
It's either vulture or a train.
Well, you can keep refreshing the contract.
Oh. Yeah, I'm okay with, unless you want something else. I don't know how to play this game.
I don't know either. He was literally like, "Hey, hop on," and I was like,
Get
"Oh,
on.
okay." I guess
Alright,
we're doing this
one.
now.
We're doing this one.
You should get used to that.
The dancing killed you. I can do it again. Look.
Who needs planning when you can just say get on and we can get on?
Get it, even
Yeah,
though
well-
I planned a stream and you're like, get it every time.
Forget the stream, get in.
Yeah. He messaged me and was like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing. I'm kind of just hanging out." He's like, "Okay, hop on this game." And I'm like, "Wait. Wait."
Get on.
And then I took a nap. Now we're here.
Yes. Now we're
You
here.
follow both of them on
Happens a
Twitch.
lot.
Good. Follow both of them. Give them all your money.
You guys do have to log in at the bottom left of your screen, so that we can start the game. When
I
you're
told
ready.
you to tell me if I needed to do anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know anything.
I was. You guys were still talking.
I just
didn't wanna
work
interrupt.
here. I don't know how it works.
I clocked in, I clocked out.
Yeah, and then we're about to drop
I'm
in.
just here.
So now it's gonna show us a map of the level,
Thanks, Dakota. Hello.
and then we get to pick where we want to run to. So here's the map.
Oh.
We drop in the bottom
this
right where
Fortnite?
the orange is. Yeah, we're dropping in.
Fortnite.
There's like 100 other people that we have to fight against.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
shit, wait,
I'm just kidding.
you're lying. What? What?
I like how
wasn't
calm we are in the background. Meanwhile, me and Soccer are just like, "Wait, what?"
It's PvE. Okay, if you don't move and stay over here.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
sorry.
can-
I'm figuring out the controls.
Okay, well there's enemies already on the left. Shoot 'em. All right, these are structures
I'm a
where they
bad
spawn.
bitch.
Oh,
I
there you
can
go.
handle this.
So once you destroy it, there's these orbs that you can grab. They're souls. And then you can use those for upgrades later. Okay, now you can press tab.
This game is cute.
Tab.
You can press tab, it opens the map. We're in the
Okay.
bottom right. So we can do the objectives at the top and the side quests are at the bottom down there. So we can start with the side quests and loop around. And then once you click on it, you can
Okay.
click on it, it'll show up in the screen. So once you get out of tab, you should be able to see the quest over there. At
Oh,
the
I
southwest.
see it. It's over there.
No, Sakura, the other ones.
Wait,
the
which
side
one?
quest, we're doing the one over there behind us.
Oh, the question mark.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to
How
say,
did we
wait.
get there? There's water over here. How did we get there?
So you have spells. You have your Q.
Cowgirl.
You have your Q and your E.
There you
Okay.
go.
So usually your combo would be if you can. You're gonna throw first. You're gonna spit everywhere,
Oh,
and then you
okay.
can press your fireball into it, and then
Oh.
fireball it.
That's what I look like when I throw up after food poisoning.
There you go.
Whoa!
Did you fireball? Well, you have to
I
fireball
did.
the thing.
What thing?
Fireball the acid. So it's acid. You can shoot it on enemies, and then when you fireball it, it explodes.
That's just how he has to. You are injuring me.
But,
That's
yeah,
just how he
yeah.
has it set. So whenever he talks, he goes bald.
What? No, it's not. Okay, and then
I
on
found
the
I
bottom
found
right,
the thing.
on the bottom right, actually tells you
I
all the
miss you
instructions.
too, Dogsy. I hope the anime's going good.
Mount roach.
Oh yeah, mount.
We have
you can,
a roach.
You can
We got a
space.
mount.
You can space bar and shift to do like a quick dodge. Yeah, and then you can press X to go on your roach.
We have a
What the
roach.
heck is a?
Your roach.
Ew! What is that? Oh, it's a
That's
it's a horse.
Wait, how'd you
What?
get that? Wait, how'd you get?
Sorry, you have to
I
be
pushed
cool,
X.
soccer. You have to be cool, soccer.
I got it. Wait. Oh, I
Well,
can't
you
drive
said
this
roach.
thing. Wait.
Me
This is
neither.
hard.
It's called a roach.
Why is this? Why is
You
this
have
hard
tank
to drive?
controls. It's not a. You
Well, when you
can't drive
said
it.
roach,
It's a,
I thought you meant like
you're
a
not
roach.
driving it. You're.
Wait, I'm going the wrong way. I'm
Yeah,
going
but it's
the
called a
wrong way.
roach.
I'm stuck.
I
I'm
thought you meant
Soccer,
like
turn
the
around.
bug.
stuck. I'm
Okay,
stuck.
so if you, I'm gonna explain, but
Use
Sakura's
was.
not here.
Use was.
Sakura.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it.
Sakura,
Okay,
over
it's
here.
coming.
So you see those things right there? Those are mall raiders. So they'll fight us and they'll fight
Whoa.
the
Oh,
normal
shit!
enemies. Yeah, and they can
How
shoot
do
us and
we
they have a
kill
shield.
them?
We shoot them. You have to
Do
get
we-
off your horse.
Oh no!
Yeah, just call it a horse.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
But we're
why
from
is
the
it?
west. It's a roach.
Yeehaw! Fireball.
Fire throw. Okay, they didn't go that far. Never mind. I mean, you can get the fire first, and then you can spread the thing. Oh, you see these nuggets on the ground? Those are gold.
Oh, I thought
collect
that was
them.
excess fire from my
You can
awesome
collect
shot.
them, and that's where you buy the other stuff.
So why is that green and that's white?
So that, if you press tab again, the white ones are the side objectives, and then the green one is the main objective. So that's what we have to do. You get more XP
I see,
for
I
doing the
see.
side objectives. And there's a giant horse green enemy in front of us.
Oh shit!
Oh, goodbye.
Wait, what?
She fell. Come back.
I'm alive.
Oh yeah.
Come back. Oh, over here. By the bridge over here.
I can't look up because all I see is water.
Yeah, to your north. Look north. No?
What is that?
Is she moving?
Which? Oh, duh. There's a thing on top.
There's a
okay.
thing on
I was
top.
like, which way is north?
If you look north, there's a rope there. You can get on that
But
rope
what
to come
about
back
my
up here.
horsey?
You can keep respawning him.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so you can get off your horse, and I think you hold F to climb the rope.
Oh no!
Okay, and then you fall back down.
Oh shit, that's some Assassin's Creed shit.
What? Sakura, kill him! Why are you just leading him to me? What are you doing over here? Shoot him!
What
Get
are
off-
you doing?
Get off the horse! He's trying to kill me.
Sakura, you good?
Why are you back here? She was leading enemies to me. She was trying to murder me.
I did the impossible. What?
Ignore him.
Alright,
He's
let's-
just jealous of how good we look.
Alright, let's. Oh wait, right there. Look at the tunnel.
I wish
Guys,
I had
look at
like a
the tunnel.
cowgirl hat toggle.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
should
Whose
have done
bird is that?
I
That's
forgot.
Sakura's. Sakura has birds.
I forgot. I should.
Oh,
done
yeah,
that.
I do
I
have
should have put a
birds.
cowboy hat on. Over there in the tunnel. Go,
Cowboy
look, there's
hat.
gold.
I just
mine.
realized that I never introduced myself. I'm gonna do that now. Hi,
Yes.
my name is Lormel and I'm a VTuber and I'm streaming primarily on Twitch. I'm a content creator and I do content.
Yeah.
You can find me on it's Lormel VT on TikTok. I'm still figuring Twitch out, but I do have one underneath it's Lormel.
Sakura can run them over.
And these are my friends now, so you'll see me
Yes.
streaming with them like very often if they want me to and invite me.
Yes, when we're free. Right here, Sakura.
I didn't want to
pass
just
it.
self-invite
Get off the horse.
myself.
Okay.
That's
okay,
me.
okay. Wait, how do I do this?
Right
Wait, how do
there.
I
You
get
see
off
that
again?
gold mine? You start mining it.
Ah,
Mine it.
Oh, you dropped it.
That's me.
It's just left click.
Ah, Master
then-
got me working.
Oh, there's a
Someday
guy with a
Master
gun.
set me free.
Look at all that
Cool.
money.
Got him.
And you can see the
Money,
money we
money,
collected in the
money.
level on the top right.
Cool. Am I
Oh, there's
rich now?
more.
Can we go to Tahiti?
Yes, look, there's more. Right here.
That
We're-
looks like something I should shoot.
I'm over here.
Alright.
You're looking at Sakura.
Oh, I'm looking at Sakura. Whoops.
Wait,
I'm over
what?
here. I'm over here. Sakura, why'd you shoot that?
Oh, I thought you were trying to get us to. That looked like a barrel.
I mean, that was explosive barrel. Sakura shot it.
I
Sakura.
did.
She tried to blow it up. I
It's
saw
not
that.
working.
I
It's
caught
because
in
you got it.
4K. Yeah, only the
Oh,
one with the
okay,
pickaxe
I-
can hit it. Oh, and right here, look at this. Look at this chest over here. You'll see this a
Wait,
lot.
where are you?
You guys keep running away with the horse.
I
So
like
these-
biting free on my
these are
horse.
these are supplies, so it can have a potion to heal you, side ammo, and main ammo. But it looks like we didn't get any main ammo.
I already have
let's
the
go.
full ammo.
Yeah, so it's fine.
I'm stuck.
And here, there's
I'm
dynamite
stuck.
here.
Okay, cool.
You can throw these at
Dynamite?
Sakura.
No, I'd rather not
What?
throw 'em at Sakura.
here, look.
Sakura, my
I
friend.
don't.
There's an enemy behind you.
Yeah.
Look out! I
Oh,
missed.
ow.
Why are you
That's
shooting
not nice. Don't do that.
Wait. I.
me? You shot me.
I'll get on my horse. Where are we going?
We're going around
Are we
this
going to that
mountain.
question mark?
Yeah, but we have to go
where's
this
the,
way to go around. I was waiting for Bill.
Gonna take my horse to the old town road. Ooh, dynamite. Dynamite. Dynamite.
Yeah, no.
Dynamite.
Alright, Mel, we're waiting for you out here.
Dynamite. Oh, I'm getting dynamite. Dynamite.
You can ride the.
Dynamite.
I was
Look,
thinking
there's
ride
a
the
person
dynamite.
over here. What's wrong
Dynamite.
with this person?
What's
Nothing.
wrong with this person?
Soccer behind you. There's a guy with a dynamite. Oh. Oh, this guy, don't talk to him. He's a wandering trader. You spend your gold to get tweaks, so those are like power up.
Oh.
But you should probably just save your money, so don't buy it from now.
Okay. Hi,
Alright, let's
Derek.
go.
Welcome.
Gotta go this way.
This way?
The direction of south.
where are you?
Southwest.
I
There's
don't
only
know
3 people
directions.
with
Can you
names.
just tell me left or right?
There's a compass on top of the
There's
screen.
a compass at the top of the screen, Sucker.
Oh,
I'm not
It
just
took me a minute to
randomly
figure it out,
saying
too.
to the south.
Yeehaw.
Alright, let's go. Look at those birds.
okay.
Those aren't friendly.
Herbs.
Oh god! I want my money! Yeah, take it.
Alright, blow this up.
What the fluff? What the fluff? Where are they coming from? Oh my god!
They're shooting you guys.
Oh no, you're fine.
Oh wait, here, look, there's a snake on the ground, guys. Look, you can walk up to him. And then, yep, get pranked. Perfect.
Crazy. What the heck is happening?
That's my horse. Why are you trying to get on my horse?
Don't worry, Derek. My spelling sucks too.
Yes, no worries. Okay, now we just have to go 200 meters that way.
Oh,
What is
okay.
this? This is the Wild
Going to
West.
the
We don't
far
use
west.
meters. What's a kilometer?
I don't know. I'm getting off my horse. There's the guy with a dynamite. I'm gonna shoot him.
Cool!
I'm gonna shoot the birds that nobody's shooting at.
Oh,
Guys,
sorry,
I'm
boy.
over here. Ah,
Oh!
what the fuck?
happened?
What is that?
Oh.
What is that?
There's a skeleton. I said skeleton. That's a snake.
It's a snake. And that's what happened to me earlier.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I just smashed all my butt.
What is this? What do we do here?
So right here, if you look at on top of me, it says we have to align 4 skulls into the circle. So that's our side mission that we have to do here. Here comes the
Okay.
snake. Look, it's coming to get you. It's coming to get you. No!
You
No,
say
no,
it
no,
so
no,
calmly.
no.
Why did you kill
Hey,
the
fuck
snake?
you.
I
Alright,
don't
so
want
we,
this snake.
we stand on the circles and move the circle thingy. Or the skulls into the circle. There you go.
I almost shot the horse.
Oh!
Wait,
You
come
went
back,
over
come
it.
back.
Soccer, you have to step on the pedestal so you don't chase the skull.
Oh. Okay, wait. Okay, we got this. We got this.
You
Come
already
on,
had
come
that
on,
one in the
skull.
circle and then you moved it away. Soccer, where are you going?
I'm putting it where it's supposed
Soccer,
to be,
if you
right?
stand in the circle, it'll rotate automatically. You chasing it does
Oh.
nothing. We're standing on a thing already, and you have to. There's that circle over there, and then this circle over here.
Okay.
I was literally standing on a platform and moving it.
And then Soccer was chasing.
Thank you for the roses, you guys. Welcome in. Poor Sakura. Give
Over
her a
there,
break.
You have to stop it over there.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I
There's
did
the
it.
last one, the
I did
closest
it.
one over there.
Okay.
And there we go. So
Almost,
step on
almost
that one. The
ready.
skull's behind you over there.
Oh.
Wait, which one? Is it this one?
Yeah,
or
that one. But
one?
you have to step on this one. All right, it's coming.
Okay.
Cool.
It's coming.
Thank you for
It's
the
getting
follow,
there.
Matthew.
And there we go. And then we got the
Boom!
souls here.
Ooh. We got the
Yay!
soul.
Those are the innocent.
You
Let's
hold-
go.
Hold F to pick it up. And if you guys are running out of ammo, you can press G on the
Go.
ground. Press G. Only one of you should press G. G for
I'll wait
grenade.
for Sakura to do it.
And then it drops us ammo for everybody.
What?
Yeah, so it uses one
I need
utility.
health.
Health, over here. Over here, every time we do an objective, there should be stuff surrounding. So this is the utility. That's what Sakura just threw. So you should get one, Sakura.
It says it's already full.
Yeah, that's the G button. So that's how
cool.
we replenish the G. Oh, so now you can pick up the red thing. There you go. Over here's the ammo, or
Cool.
the health over here. These potions, we get to drink it.
I need health.
Come drink
I'm so
some-
low. I'm
There's-
66.
There's no name on it.
Mountain Dew!
Yeah, there you go, Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
All right, now let's go to the objective over there.
I'm so happy
Okay.
that even in the
Time to
even
go
in the
on the horse.
apocalypse, I still get my Mountain Dew.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. of this
Yeah.
game.
Wow. Wait, what's this?
Oh,
That's
there's
so
money here.
cute. Thank you.
There's money.
You're cute.
Did you try and use that, Sakura? There's
No, I
enemies.
didn't. No, I
You
didn't.
can, you can run
There's
them over. You can
enemies.
run them over.
Okay, I'll run them over. I'm running them over.
But your horse does get scared, so
Fireball.
you may jump out of your horse. Fireball Q.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. That wasn't fireball.
Alright, I'm gonna get back on my horse. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We have 100 gold.
What is this?
What?
Hold up.
The spinning wheel.
The spinning
That's a
wheel.
trap. You can activate it and see what it does.
No, thank you.
Well, I mean, it just goes in one direction. Like, that way.
One Direction?
Yeah, one direction. Look, there,
What
there they go.
direction?
Did Zane come back?
Yep, he came back. I told him to come back.
Thank God, he's my favorite.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness. I went too ahead. I went too ahead. I went too ahead. I went too ahead.
You're
I'm
pushing
using
a
my
danger
acid,
area!
my acid.
Oh Lord, I can't see!
Fireball! Fireball! There's a bull! There's a bull behind you!
What is?
Spit on him!
Okay.
Fireball! Okay, we did it.
Oh.
I almost stole my
You're fine. There should be more help ahead. Is this my
Oh my
horse?
God.
Oh, that was not my horse. Okay, it just disappeared in front of me.
Ah!
You are approaching a danger area. We can fight it, or we can leave, or we can die.
We don't know how to quit. Surrender
look,
ain't
get
an
that bull.
option.
Get that bull. Alright, I got him. You just spam your spells. If you just keep spamming it, you can level it up and you can get better spells later. Also, if you scroll wheel down to your secondary, you should
Yeah.
it should have an element on it when you shoot. I don't know what you guys have.
I'm dead! I'm dead!
But no, you're
Don't
fine.
die,
You're doing fine. Oh, there you go. Nice. Electric.
This is not Red Dead 3!
This is with co-op.
Thank you for that head.
Yeehaw!
Also, if you guys, there is motion blur and camera shake if you want to turn that off. Because the spells do get kind of crazy later on. So you're safe to do that now.
What is?
Oh,
wait,
oh,
how do
My
I do this?
29 health. Oh, we're safe to do that now,
Yeah,
you say.
I say I'll protect you if they come. Yeah, it should be in video
Okay.
and then the game feeling. Yeah, whoop.
Oh.
So we just press G.
Camera
I'm
shake.
sorry.
Camera shake and motion blur.
Okay,
Video,
cool.
camera shake, motion blur.
Hello?
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 Damn, who just took all the ammo? What? Who took
I
all
don't
the ammo?
know. Must have been
Oh, fireball.
Must have been the wind. Whoops.
Sorry,
Anyway.
did you see it?
What?
The camera shake, motion blur?
Oh yeah, I did it. I did it. I
Oh,
did it.
thank you.
Yeah, I took all the ammo. I'm sorry.
I don't even know you can do that. Alright, here's the next
I did,
objective.
though.
We have to bring energy to the antenna.
Is my love enough energy?
Yeah.
There's a bull right there. I'm spitting on him. Yeah. Did you hear what I said about your secondary, Mel?
Ah!
Oh,
No.
you have an effect on it. So mine has electric. You see it's shooting blue.
Behind
shoot
you, behind
yours?
you, behind you, behind you, behind you.
Oh, you have acid. You see it shooting green. So you have acid.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you shoot acid at them. Sakura, what do you have for your secondary?
What? Green.
Okay, you guys both have acid. Okay, you can change that in the town.
Why does that remind me of your power is green?
You are green. And
not
I am
not
blue.
like wind, no. Green.
You are
Green.
green. Alright, so how do we bring power to the antenna over there?
I found it. I found
Okay.
power.
That you turned off the power, Sakura. The
Be
power.
nice to Sakura. We're figuring it out.
Oh wait,
No,
is
yeah, I was
this not how
trying
we
to tell
do
her
it?
that the power. I think we have to put it near each other over there, and then you took it away. No, over there, Sakura, behind us. It starts over there.
Okay. You know-
Are you
okay.
getting me and Sakura confused because we're doing the same thing and you're only lecturing her?
Well, no, because she
Okay,
grabbed
okay,
this
okay.
and then she ran away. She grabbed it and she's like, I found a
there's a
power,
fence.
guys.
Wait, I just put that there, right?
Oh, shoot. Oh. Yeah, I was trying to drop it. I pressed G on accident. Alright, so we need more of those cells thing to... I think we have to bring it closer that way.
Okay.
Oh my
So there
God.
should be more
The
cells
lag
here,
is
right? Yeah, there's a
crazy.
lot. Did you turn the game down? I turned my game down a lot.
Yeah, but I haven't restarted it since I turned it down.
Oh. Did it say you need to restart?
Oh. No. Actually, let me check. Field of view. Resolution?
Field of view should be the same. What are you trying to change?
My lag not being a piece of poop.
Do you have NVIDIA or AMD?
I don't know what that is.
It's if you go to the video settings at the image and size and quality. I have NVIDIA DLSS, so I have mine on.
Oh, I have
ultra
TAA.
Switch it to. Yeah. Well, can you? So you don't have NVIDIA DLSS at the bottom of your screen?
I don't have who now?
What's under the TAA? What's the thing for that?
I need an adult?
Me too.
Where's your stream at?
We'll find an adult together.
Yeah.
Where's your stream? Bam, I'm in. No, I'm not. I have to solve this puzzle. Hold on. Right there. As soon as this loads. So you have TAA?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I said oh because I see what you're doing now.
Yeah. So it says right there on the tip, you can go to TSR, so you can have more FPS. And I have my render quality to 50.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. So it's good.
My VTuber's running so much smoother. Oh my god, thank you.
Oh my god, Sakura, you did it! Look at you! While we were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Gold star, Sakura, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
you're
the Sakura, the
welcome,
gold right
you're
there. You didn't pick it up.
Oh, tumbleweed.
Look at all this gold.
welcome. Go.
Lucifer, welcome, man. How you doing? Have you heard of this game? Wait, you guys need some help. Over here. There's green. There's Mountain Dew.
There's green bottles.
There's Mountain Dew?
Yeah, there's Mountain
Better not be
Dew.
That's
diet.
nice.
No Mountain Dew. We don't need the diet
Have you
Mountain
heard
Dew.
of
We
this
just need
game before?
Mountain Dew.
It's currently in playtest.
Heck yeah.
So it's free to play if you want to try it out.
Speaking of drink, I'm gonna take a sip of my beverage.
Yep, sounds good. I'm
Sippy
also
sip.
gonna drink. I'm kind of thirsty. All right, Sakura, send us to the next location. Where are we going?
I mean, we have to go to the green spot now, right?
If you open the map,
Chat
there's still
says that
some
looks
side
better.
quests.
W Sakura.
Oh wait, how do I tab?
If you press
okay.
tab, that we still have a side quest to the bottom left, so we can do that before we get to the green.
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I'm
trying it
drinking
out,
a
Lucifer.
Gatorade
Ah, there we go. Now let's go to
because
the
soda
white.
will hurt my throat right now.
How do we get
That's
there?
why we're drinking Gatorade. Well, we just have to walk over here.
Zero sugar, glacier freeze,
Over here, Sakura.
Gatorade.
We can go around. We don't have to go in the water.
Oh, I can back up. Look at this.
Whoa. Backing it
uh.
up. Let's back up to the
Way better
objective.
than Red Dead. Look at this.
Yeah, you can't back
I
up
don't
on
like
Red Dead.
tea. Yeah, well, backing up
Oh,
on
I
Red Dead's a
see.
little different.
I'm backing it up. I'm gonna back up all the way over there. Look, I killed that guy backing up. What? Where'd you
That
go?
thing too fat.
Yeah,
you can run them Yeah, if you've ever played Borderlands or Helldivers 2,
Huh?
Lucifer,
Oh, my
it's
throat.
basically the same.
I have some tea. I just haven't tried it.
Alright, let's go
Ow.
this way. Sakura left us already. Mel,
What?
Bruh.
Sakura abandoned us.
I'm sleuthing. I'm like doing the.
Just
stealth
because I'm from a
stuff.
specific area doesn't mean I have to automatically like something.
Yeah, try it out.
T is native to England, and I'm
not.
not English.
Especially with the spell combos, like look at this. You can throw acid at them, and then you can throw a fireball to combine it, and then they explode.
Oh lord, they're all dead.
Yep. You can also do it with electric, like my gun right here. So with the acid, you can use the and shoot the. It'll be electrified, the acid. There's like 4 elements right now. There's electric, fire, acid, and voodoo. Oh, this guy hit me.
They all burned.
Alright,
What
do we
are
do here?
you?
Fill the carts with energon. It's a transformer. Yoink.
Jump higher.
Hi.
And they, yeah. And if you ever want to play, let me know. I'm always down.
Oh fudge.
We gotta do some parkour.
Parkour.
I don't have the knees for this.
If you can jump and then press shift, so you can like do a double jump.
I'm sorry, chat talked over you. What did you say?
You can jump and then press shift. You'll do like a double jump.
Look at you being all cool.
It's
Teaching
the
me
game.
things.
Yeah. I mean, you can also triple
Mountain
jump.
Dew!
You can triple jump with the horse. Here, Sakura, you try it out. Sakura, get on the
Okay.
horse. Jump.
Yeah.
Jump. X. Jump and then shift.
Okay.
You can actually get.
Jump,
You
X,
don't have-
jump.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah,
but I
this
didn't
is
do it.
a game that's still in development. It's not done yet.
Yeah, it's in pre alpha. It says there's like 2 years of development still, but it's already pretty fun. You don't even have to move, Sakura. You can just jump and press X here, and then jump and shift forward.
Wait,
You got
hold
this,
on.
Sakura.
You got
What the
this.
heck?
Sakura, you just pressing
Everyone chant
4
for Sakura
buttons
in
at the
the
same
chat.
time.
Chant for her.
Thank you guys for the
Yeah,
follow.
chant for her. Go
Yeah,
Sakura.
840.
Sakura.
You got this.
My mount is
Take our love and friendship.
Yeah, I've been trying to
Here,
get
I'll try
Celeste to
it.
play this game.
I would love
There
to
you go.
officially meet
I did it.
her.
I did it.
Yeah, yeah, Battlefield
fudge.
6, because we're kind of addicted to that right now. Look, we
I
did
want to play
it.
it so bad.
Wait, we got all the money though. Look at
Aw.
that.
Money.
Money, money,
Right
money.
now, does anybody need health? There's things here. I did this.
I'm full of Mountain Dew, but thank you.
Okay.
Looks like I need help.
So now we can go to the main objective. There's nothing left. Okay, now we can go on our horse, and then you can hold shift. To go faster.
Oh no!
Okay, I was following Mel. I almost fell down. I just saw her name
Don't worry,
start
guys.
going
I did
downwards.
that on purpose. I did that on purpose. I'm just showing you what not to do.
Yeah, Sakura, don't do that.
Oh, fudge nuggets.
Oh,
Okay.
did you just shoot me?
Dang it.
I am shooting.
No, I asked if you shot me because I took damage from behind.
Oh, I mean, who knows, really?
I know.
I heard
'cause
did you
there's
sue me?
Don't sue me. Oh, rip that guy.
I don't got no money for you to take.
All right, we need to go all the way over there. It's 500 millimeters away. Shift.
Millimeters?
Yeah.
Go.
You're approaching a danger area. Leave or die.
Just run through it. We can run through it. Just keep jumping.
Okay.
Run through.
Just
The
keep
power of Mountain
jumping.
Dew
Oh.
runs through me.
Keep jumping.
The
Are you guys
power of
behind me?
Mountain Dew compels you.
Are you guys here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, hold
I'm
shift.
behind
And,
you.
hold shift in there. All right, come up the
Okay,
zip line.
We're safer down here, really.
Well, we have to
All
come back
right.
up this
Let's
way.
just hang out here. No,
No, come
here,
this
we'll
is
go.
fine. It's fine.
There's a zip line here.
No, use this one. Use this one. This one's better.
What?
I want you
didn't-
to meet
this-
somebody over here. Because there's a bunch of enemies over there. Oh, goodbye. Ow. Don't turn around.
Oh fuck!
Oh my goodness! What happened over
I
there?
told you to help me.
This is an evil laughter.
That was Lucifer. He
Thank
the
you for the
one
head
nuking the
tap.
game.
Lucifer.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Fireball.
Your bird is
missed.
going absolutely
Oh, right
bonkers.
here, look.
Oh,
Here, look at this. Look at this. So here's after we kill that guy. I can't shoot him.
Ow!
Shoot a
Ow.
shield.